Good day. I am Dr. K Gireesh, physician, neurophysician and neurosurgeon. This is a CME program on behalf of Padma Clinic and Nursing Home, Chennai, as well as on behalf of the Lions Club of Madras Excellence, District 3 to 4K Lions Clubs International. I am speaking on this topic, that is health is wealth. Certain health tips for healthy life. This is to commemorate the World Health Day, which falls on the 7th of April every year. The World Health Day is a global health awareness day celebrated every year on the 7th April under the sponsorship of the World Health Organization, and is to draw worldwide attention to the global health each year. Under this banner of health is wealth, I am going to speak on certain important health tips numbering 20. How to keep your health very well. 1. Eat a healthy diet. 2. Consume less salt and sugar. 3. Reduce the intake of harmful fats. 4. Avoid harmful use of alcohol. 5. Avoid smoking. 6. Be active. 7. Check your blood pressure regularly. 8. Get vaccinated. 9. Practice safe sex. 10. Cover your mouth when you're coughing or sneezing. 11. Prevent mosquito bites. 12. Follow traffic laws. 13. Drink only safe water. 14. Breastfeed babies from 0 to 2 years and beyond. 15. Talk to someone you trust if you're feeling down. 16. Take antibiotics only as prescribed. 17. Clean your hands properly. 18. Prepare your food correctly. 19. Protect your brain from sleep deprivation. And 20th, have regular health checkups. Well, I will very briefly go into each one of these. The first one is eat a healthy diet. And this was a theme slogan for the WHO when it was in 2015, that is food safety. Now, you must eat a diet which is a balanced diet consisting of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and consisting of the fruits and vegetables. At least an adult should eat at least 5 portions of fruit and vegetables per day. You can improve your intake of fruits and vegetables by always including even veggies in your meal, eating fresh fruit and vegetables as snacks, eating a variety of fruits and vegetables and eating them in season. By eating a healthy diet which consists of more of vegetables, one can avoid or reduce the risk of diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and even cancer. The other very important component which you require for your brain is the omega-3 fatty acids, which is available in very many seafoods like sardines. They are the very good source of omega-3 fatty acids. Then about the salmon, then crab, and that's for non-vegetarians. And for vegetarians, you have it in avocado, soybean oil, broccoli, spinach, flaxseed, pumpkin, tofu, all these, olive oil, all of them do contain omega-3 fatty acids. You also do have capsules, 3, 6, and 9. That is for omega-3 capsule. Again, it's very, very essential for the brain. So, a balanced diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables is what one has to consume for a very good health. Very important. And also simultaneously, one should understand that almost 55 to 75% of an adult body weight is water. 83% of the blood, 73% of muscles, 25% of body fat, and even 22% of the bones. So water is very, very essential. Otherwise, one can get dehydrated. Drink at least 1.5 to 2 liters of water daily. That means 10 glasses of water. And in summer, one might have to drink up to 3 liters of water every day. That is 15 glasses of water. Never drink more than 4 glasses of water in 1 hour. And if you drink like that, the sodium in the blood will dip low and you can go in for loss of consciousness and even fits. So we'll have to be very careful. So drink a span of over 24 hours around 10 to 12 glasses of water. Water regulates the body temperature. It transports the nutrients and oxygen through the body. It carries the waste products away from the body cells. It cushions the joints and protects the body organs. It's like a shock absorber inside the eyes and spinal cord, moistens the body tissues in your eyes, mouth and nose. Water is vital to the digestive process. Water also helps to soften the stool and prevents constipation. So these are all the important aspects of taking water. The second one is always consume less salt and sugar. Now, why is less salt? Salt, an adult can take up to around 3 to 4 grams of salt per day. When you say 3 to 4 grams, you take a 1 pinch with your 2 fingers like this, index and middle, and the thumb. You take 1 pinch is 0.3 grams. So 3 pinches will be 1 gram. 6 pinches like this will be 2 grams. So now you can actually measure how much of salt you'll have to put in your food. So take to about 2 to 3 grams per day, 3 to 4 grams of salt per day. But if you have blood pressure, then adhere to the advice of your dietitian as well as your cardiologist or your physician. Consuming excess amounts of sugar, also the increase of tooth decay, unhealthy weight gain, etc. can occur. And both adults and children, the intake of free sugars should be reduced to less than 10% of the total energy intake. This is equivalent to 50 grams or about 12 teaspoons for an adult. The WHO recommends consuming less than 5% of total energy intake for additional health benefits. So you can reduce your sugar intake by limiting the consumption of sugary snacks, candies, and refined ice creams and such other things, and sugar sweetened beverages. The third one is reduce the intake of harmful fats. Now, what are these harmful fats? In fact, the harmful fats are the trans fats and the saturated fats. The unsaturated fats are useful fats. Now, trans fats, reduce it to less than 1% for consumption, and saturated fats reduce to less than 10% for consumption, and unsaturated fats can form the remaining. Now, what are those harmful fats? Which are those substances which contain that? Hydrogenated vegetable oils, fast foods, cakes, pastries, chocolate, deep fried foods, all these may contain trans fats. Now, these trans fats, sometimes they use the oil, reused oil will be again used for cooking. And now oil that is used again being reused can generate more of trans fats. So therefore, reduce it as much as possible. The other one is saturated fats. Which are they? The vegetable and the animal fats, coconut oil, palm oil, then creamers, condensed milk. The animal fats are the fatty meat, the butter, ghee, full cream dairy products. All these are containing saturated fats. So reduce to less than 10% a day of your intake. The remaining should be unsaturated fats. They are healthy fats, which are polyunsaturated, like in corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, seeds, cold water fish, and monounsaturated are the olive oil, peanut oil, sesame oil, avocado, and most of the nuts and dried fruits. They contain the unsaturated fats. So it's ideal that one has more of unsaturated fats and very, very less of the trans fats and saturated fats. The fourth point is avoid the harmful use of taking alcohol. If you ask me, is there a safe level for drinking alcohol? There is no safe level for drinking alcohol. Consuming alcohol can lead to health problems. Very many health problems it can lead, the most important being the liver, and there is a liver cirrhosis. The moment you consume alcohol and it goes down via your esophagus to your stomach and then to the small intestine, and it gets absorbed immediately and it goes to the liver, and further it gets metabolized in the liver. And you find alcohol will be converted, even in the stomach it can be converted, which is called the first phase metabolism. Alcohol and by the ADH to acetaldehyde and acetate, which are very, very toxic to the liver cells. This is very, very important, and slowly from alcoholic fatty liver, it can lead to hepatitis and ultimately cirrhosis of the liver. Now, a question arises, how long does alcohol stay in your system when you take it? It depends upon the quantity which you're taking. Of course, when you take alcohol, so depending on the body system and the test used, alcohol detection time, alcohol can stay in your system for at least in the blood up to 6 hours, in your breath up to 12 to 24 hours, in your urine again up to 12 to 24 hours, in your saliva 12 to 24 hours, and in the hair maybe up to 90 days. Now, how long does it take to get out of your system? It is predominantly going through the liver and is metabolized in the liver with an alcohol dehydrogenase as well as aldehyde dehydrogenase. And you find on an average, the liver can metabolize 1 standard drink per hour for men. This is very well. When you say 1 standard drink, what is that? It may be 12 ounces of regular beer or 8 to 9 ounces of malt liquor or 5 ounces of wine or 1.5 ounces of the distilled spirit like gin, rum, vodka. So ideally, I feel it is better that one avoids alcohol drinking. And what about the alcohol abuse? It occurs like this, depends upon the blood level, you get certain symptoms. If it is 0.6 to 0.15% in the blood, you find your speech goes vary, your memory, your attention, your coordination, your balance you lose. If it is slowly rising up, the blood alcohol concentration to 0.3%, you find there will be significant impairment in your talking, significant impairment in your memory, and you will start swaying from one end to the other. Your judgment, decision making, everything goes haywire. And if it is beyond 0.45%, it is life-threatening. It can suppress your breathing. It can produce heart disturbances in your heart rate and body temperature. And profound overdose, especially people who do binge drinking, taking a large quantity in a short time. You will have stupor, loss of consciousness, vomiting, and low body temperature, slows the heart rate, and you get irregular breathing. So these are the harmful effects of alcohol, and ideally speaking, it is better to avoid drinking alcohol. That is the 4th point. And the 5th is avoid smoking. And when you smoke, you do find that there are about 3,000 to 4,000 toxic substances in it. You have carbon monoxide, you have arsenic, ammonia, hydrogen cyanide, formaldehyde, asbestos, cyanide, acetaldehyde, and so many of them are there which has been analyzed. And before smoking, your lung will be normal, it will be pink and therefore the white color. The moment you smoke, you find the whole thing becomes dark in color, and you find all these poisonous substances get settled on your bronchi, and it will prevent the oxygen transfer. And therefore, less of oxygenation to your brain, to your heart, and all that happens. So therefore, please do avoid smoking because it can lead ultimately to cancer and very many diseases. 6th is be active. That means you should have some physical activity every other day. On an average, from 18 to 64 years, an adult should at least walk for 150 minutes of activity should be there. That means 30 minutes a day or 5 days a week. Now, the best activities are, in fact, walking, cycling, jogging, running, swimming. These are all isotonic exercises. These are, in fact, the best exercises. And not lifting weights. Please don't do that, because if you lift your weights, then your cushions in your spine, etc. can get damaged. So you must be very careful that you do only isotonic exercises like cycling, walking, running, jogging, as well as swimming and so on. These are the best exercises. And if you're not able to do any one of these, you can even do cleaning your home. You can do a little of gardening, pouring water. You can do what you can say very many things. And the other very important aspect is the breathing exercises. That is pranayama. In an open air, you can sit for some time and breathe in through the nose and breathe out through your mouth. This is very, very important. Concentrated breathing exercise will fully give oxygenation, good oxygenation to all your structures, all your organs of the body. And Dancing also helps. It tones your muscles, improves your flexibility, makes your heart stronger, make your lungs work very well, and moderate speed dancing with a lovely music, 200 calories you lose in 10 minutes. So that's again very important. Music which you like, and you can hear your own world and do dancing. It's very, very enjoyable. Move with the music, sensory, emotional, and motor. The 7th one is check your blood pressure. That's very, very important because hypertension or high blood pressure is a silent killer. Very many people may not know that their BP is actually on the higher side. The normal blood pressure as per WHO is 120 by 80 mm of Hg. Pre-hypertension, that is those who are prone to go up a high BP, will have the upper reading as 120 to 139 and the lower reading will be 80 to 89. So a high blood pressure is more than 140 by 90 mm of Hg. So that exactly is so check your blood pressure at least weekly once. It has to be checked, and those who are having hypertension, please do control it by checking once in 2 days. Whichever hand which gives a higher reading, please do record it, and 3 recordings when it is high, that is the time you start taking medication. 8 is get vaccinated. Vaccines really work. It boosts your immune system and, against diseases like cervical cancer, cholera, diphtheria, typhoid, measles, mumps, pneumonia, polio, rubella, tetanus, typhoid. And all of us, in fact, have taken vaccines against this COVID infection. The 9th is the practice safe sex. Looking after your sexual health is again very, very important for your overall health. So practice safe sex to prevent HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. These are all what you can say. You have available measures available, but always the underlying factor is practice safe sex, and that too with one partner, and that's your spouse. And the next one, the 10th one, is cover your mouth. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze so that it doesn't spread anywhere. And if you find, ideally speaking, if one person suffers from cough, cold or asthma or any other infection, immediately have a mask on. So that a 3-layer mask, so that you find you won't spread the infection to the community. Very, very important. So cover your mouth when coughing or sneezing. 11th, prevent mosquito bites. Mosquitoes are indeed one of the deadliest animals in the world. In fact, in 2014, this was the theme for WHO. That is small bite, big threat. That is the vector-borne diseases. Mosquitoes are one of the deadliest animals in the world. It can spread diseases like dengue, chikungunya, malaria, lymphatic filariasis, etc. All these are transmitted by mosquitoes. So one has got to prevent it. That is wear light-colored long-sleeve shirts and pants when you go to bed. And even sometimes you can use insect repellent. At home, use window and door screens and use bed nets if it is essential. And clean your surroundings very well to destroy the mosquito breeding sites. One of the most common things what you find is the dengue fever. By these mosquitoes, in fact, over the global, you find each year 400 million people get infected with this. 100 million people get sick from the infection. 40,000 die of severe dengue globally. This is the WHO statistics. Daytime, it is the daytime that this mosquito bites you during the daytime. The female mosquitoes, and the bite will be usually the legs and ankles or below the elbow and below. And when you get a bite, that area will be reddish in color, and you get the symptoms 10 days after the bite. This mosquito bites a person who has already had a dengue virus. That virus is being transmitted to the other mosquitoes. Now, at home or in your surroundings, if you have, pots or anything which, water is stagnating, that is the place where the mosquitoes will lay eggs. Around 100 to 150 eggs will be laid at one particular time. That can remain up to around 9 months actually. And from these, the mosquitoes, the larvae, the pupa comes out and the mosquitoes start spreading. Female mosquitoes are the one which will come and suck the blood because protein in the blood is essential for the mosquitoes, for the eggs to be formed. So that is how the dengue fever spreads. The 12th one is follow traffic laws. Road crashes can occur, so obey the traffic rules. And always, two-wheeler riders should wear a helmet. Very, very important. because helmets help protect the brain. Suppose you're thrown off and your head hits the road. You know what happens? There is a skull bone and there is a brain beneath it. Now, the skull bone gets fractured. But suppose if you have a nice helmet, the impact will reach only on the helmet, and a good helmet will break into two. The force will never reach the skull bone or the brain with it. This is very, very important. So, please do wear helmet, and when you ride a two-wheeler and when you're driving a car, see that safety belt is being put. So, this is, and obey the traffic laws. Extremely important. The 13th is drink only safe water. When you say safe water, it is best to have boiled and cold water. That is what you have got to drink. Globally, at least 2 billion people use a drinking water source which is contaminated with feces. That's very important, Therefore, check with your water refilling station to ensure that the water you're drinking is very, very safe, and see that the water is boiled and cooled before you drink the water. The 14th point is always babies, try to breastfeed them. Breast milk is very, very essential up to the age of 1.5 to 2 years, because it boosts the immune system, and thereby this child, with this baby, when he grows up, he will be resistant to almost all infections. The immune system will be very good. Aside from being beneficial to the babies, it is also useful to the mother also, as it reduces the risk of breast and ovarian cancer, reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes for the mother, and also the postpartum depression. So, WHO recommends that mothers initiate breastfeeding within 1 hour of birth. Breastfeeding for the first 6 months is crucial for the baby to grow up very, very healthy. The 15th point is, suppose you are low, you have stress, you have tension. One method is talk to someone whom you trust if you're feeling down. If you're going through this sort of depression, like feeling of hopelessness, worthlessness, negative aspects, talk to someone. Talk to someone, it may be a family member, maybe a friend or a colleague, or even to a mental health professional, like a psychologist or a psychiatrist. You can actually talk to them, open up. It is like a mental catharsis. What is inside your mind, you will be actually revealing it. And you can also sing songs if you want to. You can hear to lovely musics, So try to do some meditation. All these can be done when you are actually low or when you have stress. 16th is don't take antibiotic. Antibiotics is only prescribed by the doctor. He might say take an antibiotic for 3 days or 4 days and not beyond that. Over the counter, don't try to buy antibiotics and eat, because what happens is these bacteria or the viruses, you find ultimately they'll become resistant to all antibiotics, and no antibiotics will act. See, the antibiotics will lose their power. Bacterial infections will become harder to treat, leading to higher medical costs, prolonged hospital stays, and increasing mortality. And therefore, misuse of antibiotics have got to be prevented. Antibiotic resistance is one of the biggest public health threats in our generation. 17th is clean your hands properly, because all organisms are sitting only in your hand. You touch here and there, everywhere, you find organisms are in the hand. So always clean your hands very well. Wash your hands with soap and water, which is the best. Otherwise, with a hand sanitizer, you can wash. And you can actually wash it and dry it with a tissue paper and dispose it off. So this is very, very important. The 7 steps of hand washing: 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then what you can say 7. So these 7 steps of hand washing, everyone should know about it. It's just not only the healthcare workers. Every citizen should know about all the 7 steps of hand washing and clean the hands very well before eating your food, especially before eating the food, or what you can say after handshaking, or what you can say after you go to the toilet or restroom. Anywhere you find, always clean your hands. Hand hygiene is critical, not only for the health workers, but for everyone. Clean hands can prevent the spread of infectious illnesses. You should wash your hand with soap and water when your hands are visibly soiled, or hand rub, use an alcohol-based product. The 18th one is prepare your food correctly and in a hygienic fashion. WHO theme for 2015 was for food safety. See, unsafe food exposed, you find will contain harmful bacteria, viruses, parasites, and more than 200 diseases ranging from diarrhea to cancer can occur when food is contaminated. When buying food at the market or store, check the labels or actual products to ensure that it is safe to eat. If you're preparing food, make sure you have the following 5 keys to the safer food. 1. Keep clean. 2. Separate the raw and the cooked food. 3. Cook thoroughly. 4. Keep food at safe temperatures. And 5. Use safe water and raw materials. The other very important thing I always feel is the kitchen in your house is your temple. Keep the kitchen very clean. Do a thorough washing of the kitchen weekly once. Utensils used for cooking and eating should be washed with soap and water as soon as it is being used. Do not postpone and accumulate it to attract flies and cockroaches, which will spread diseases like gastroenteritis, food poisoning, and diarrhea. So therefore, keep the kitchen very, very clean. Very important. 19. You should have an adequate sleep. Protect your brain from sleep deprivation. Because if you do not have a proper sleep, your brain memory will get decreased. And you can even get psychotic and you become paranoid too. Therefore, how to get a good sleep. Before sleeping, have a warm water bath. And then wear loose, comfortable garments. If you want, you can take a glass of milk. Then you switch off the lights in your room and only keep a small 0-watt bulb, light, the bathroom. Then cover the body with a sheet. Cover your eyes with a small piece of soft towel. And slowly you will drift into a very good sleep. That's what exactly you've got to do before sleeping. And avoid looking into the mobile or TV at least 3 hours before you sleep. Very, very important. Because if light is on, then the light has to go through your eye and it will not allow the melatonin to come up. Then automatically sleep will not be there. When it is pitch dark, melatonin comes and that induces sleep for you. 20th, have regular health checkups. Regular health checkup like once in 6 months or once a year, especially once in 6 months, I always feel very, very important. Regular health checkups can help and find the health problems before they start. Health professionals can help and find and diagnose health issues very early when your chances for treatment and cure are better. So go to your nearest health facility to have your checkout and the health services, screenings and treatment that are accessible to you. So having regular health checkups are equally very, very important. That's again in brief on the 20 health tips. I'll just run through what I have said already. 1. Eat a healthy diet. 2. Consume less salt and sugar. 3. Reduce the intake of harmful fats. 4. Avoid the harmful use of alcohol. 5. Avoid smoking. 6. Be active. 7. Check your blood pressure regularly. 8. Get vaccinated. 9. Practice safe sex. 10. Cover your mouth when coughing or sneezing. 11. Prevent mosquito bites. 12. Follow traffic laws. 13. Drink only safe water. 14. Breastfeed babies from 0 to 2 years and beyond. 15. Talk to someone you trust if you are down. 16. Take antibiotics as prescribed by doctors only. 17. Clean your hands properly. 18. Prepare your food correctly and in a hygienic fashion. 19. Protect your brain from sleep deprivation. And 20th, have regular health checkups. These are indeed the 20 components for keeping your health normal, for you to have a normal health. And that forms the basis of health is wealth. Thank you. Thank you very much.